Right now with Emilio, now in the West
This is
End.
Emilio from Pataca. Everybody follow King Kong Media. Well, shout out to my people. Let's go, you know that.
Afternoon all. So we've got Shay on today, who's happened to come on to the King Kaya media platform, and we're just discussing about London's mental health and how London actually affects Shay, and also just an overview in regards to her mental health in general. So this is part of the King Kaya media session in regards to mental health, and today I'm going to ask Shay 4 questions. But first off, just introduce yourself, Shay, what you do, and how are you today?
Hi, thank you. My name is Shay. I have a podcast called Music Memories. Guests, those that are in the music field or in the industry, they talk about 5 songs that have influenced them, and we just talk about it, talk it out, and have fun.
Perfect. So much appreciated for the introduction, Shay. So yeah, shout out to Shay. Make sure you check out her podcast. I have all her contact details in the description below. And I'm going to start off with the first question. So how are you today, Shay? And how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being good and 1 being bad.
Okay, I don't really get asked a lot, I feel like, on a deeper level, like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I feel like mainly when people ask is just like surface. I feel like today I'm doing okay. I've recently gone through something a bit traumatic. So I'm just trying to deal with that. So every day is a different day, so it's not very consistent.
Do you have any coping mechanisms for
I want to quit because I don't know if it's like inappropriate, but I just get up. I just get up and try to just achieve at least one task of the day, so that I can feel productive and I've got an objective for at least when I'm doing one task. My mind is not thinking about overthinking.
Sure.
On a scale of 1 to 10, today, I guess I feel like an 8, I'd say.
Okay,
yes,
why do you feel an 8 today?
I'm just grateful.
Oh wow, so a sense of gratitude.
Yeah.
Okay, so positive affirmations, gratitude, and just great spirits per se.
Yeah.
How can we get you to a 10 then?
Like what I said, I'm still going through some personal stuff. But what I've been telling myself recently, or like this past week, is to... Actually, advice that I got told a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't take it seriously until this week, is just to smile more. I am someone that smiles a lot, and because I'm not 100%, I'm not smiling a lot. So I just want to get back into like smiling at the littlest of things, like walk into Tesco's and you see like, I don't know, a kid scooting on their little scooter. That's something to smile about. So just smile more and notice the littlest things in life and have that be your big goals and not just, big ambitions. They're not the only big things to think about. So
in a sense, just to summarize, just to show gratitude to the small things, and just, take everything on board and use, take one day at a time sort of thing. So don't put additional stress on yourself and not try to do too much too quick.
Yeah.
Okay. How has London had a negative effect on your mental health?
See, that's hard for me to answer because I'm a Londoner, and I don't want to say that I don't know anything else, because I do, like I've travelled and stuff, but London is just home to me, so I've never really thought of the negatives. But I guess sometimes for me, I do feel a bit, I'll stop until he's finished. But yeah, what was the question? What do I find negative about London?
That's correct. Yeah. Has London have a negative effect on your mental health?
I don't really think London has had a negative effect. Not that I can think of. Yeah, I don't think London's had a negative effect on me.
Sure. So in regards to, because you're born and bred in London, it's like the realities that you deal with. You wouldn't say it's had a negative effect on your health. It's just you just keep going sort of thing. You just get up and go.
Yeah, it's like London's always moving, I'm not saying that you should always be constantly moving, but it's sort of like, I guess a metaphor that I can use, you know, like fishes in the ocean, right? When they swim in schools of fishes, they go with the current, they all go together. And then a fish can come out of it, like one dot on their own, but they can also fit right back into it and they're going ahead with the school of fishes. I think that's what living in London is like. The world is still going on and London's very fast paced. And sometimes you need to take like a day to just like check yourself, sort of recover. But then you go back into it and you're swimming with everyone, just bustling. I don't know if that's a negative potentially, but...
So you just get immersed with the city. So it's a hustle and bustle culture. So you just get immersed within the city. So you wouldn't say it's a negative, but then again, you wouldn't say it's a positive. It's just the attributes that you deal with.
Yeah, it's the way to function. It's the way how London is. I'm not necessarily like hustle and bustling. It could be just being sociable, just walking to a park and just being a part of society, not necessarily like hustling and bustling.
Oh, I totally understand. Okay, perfect. And what positives would you say London has had on your mental health?
So many, because I think London is so
Give us
diverse.
3 examples then.
I think London is so diverse.
So diversity is one.
Yeah. Everything's constantly open, so you can always find something to do, something new to explore.
So availability. So diversity. And second is availability. The fact that not everything's on your doorstep, but you can find things to do, even in the wee hours of late at night. Yeah,
like for where I am, it takes me like half an hour to get into Central. I know that might sound long, but you're on the underground, so it's like soon. But like everything is in close distance, so yeah, everything's just open. It's easy to access. And then I think my last thing is, so what's the question again?
Sure. No. What positives has London had on your mental health?
And just that you can travel anywhere and everywhere in London.
Yeah.
Like you can travel in London from London. You can go to the Midlands. You can go to Scotland from London. Like you can also fly internationally from London.
So it's just a transport link. So because London's an international hub, it makes the world, which is a big place, smaller. Okay, so it's like a global village. So just to confirm the diversity, the availability of things, and the experience and the transportation of London. So those are the top 3 things. And finally, we've got the last question. What would you tell a friend or family member who's looking to move to London? What are the top 3 things you'd recommend they do?
They do?
Or shall I say, what to expect, shall we say? Yeah, let me rephrase that. So what are the 3 things you'd recommend to a family friend or a family or a friend who are looking to move to London? What would you recommend they prepare for?
Finances?
Yep. So would you say London's a very expensive city?
Hell yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's expensive to live, to everything.
What would you say is the monthly expenses, just rough estimate, don't have to be specific? How much would you say you'd have to be earning to live a comfortable life in London then?
I'd say 21k. That's if you're being very, very restrictive and budgeting your money. That's the lowest. But to be comfortable, I'm thinking like 24 and upwards, you'll be comfortable. But again, you're spending money, but you also got to think about saving, like be up on your savings.
The fixed, okay.
Yeah. So 2 more to prepare to come to London. Be aware that we are more diverse than what you think. I think a lot of people don't recognise or realise how diverse London is. They get a sort of a culture shock. Because
you can have an Indian neighbour, then you have a Ugandan neighbour, then a Jamaican neighbour, then you have a white British neighbour, but we're all British, it's just we're from different parts of the world. So London is very diverse, so I totally agree in that. And people have been shocked by the diversity, but it's a great thing whereby we all live homogenously and we live in peace and harmony, so it's pretty cool.
And then the last thing, I had something on my mind, but I forgot it now. So I said about diversity, right?
Yeah.
Londoners, I was talking about this earlier with you, Londoners, we can be friendly.
To an extent, right?
Yeah. So we all stay in our own comforts and we all stay in our personal bubble, but also if someone is in need, we will help them.
Sure.
So like plenty of times I've been on the underground and, you know, everyone's got their headphones in, they're reading a book or something, they're in their own world. But when a pregnant lady gets onto the train carriage, or if an elderly person gets in the train carriage, the person, not even sitting in the priority seat, someone will get up and give them the seat and offer them. So we are in our own world, but we're also very open and friendly and common sense.
Okay, so open, friendly, and observant as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so London people in London tend to be open, friendly, and observant, and willing to help one another, sort of thing. Especially during these tough times, as we're going through a cost of living crisis and whatnot. So yeah, London, there are good people in London, and and people.
But I think it leads on to like what you said earlier about, or like what I mentioned about London being diverse. Yeah, we all have different backgrounds, but we're all Londoners.
Right.
And so we are aware of other cultures
So
and other people. So
we
I think
embrace other
that,
people's cultures. Is that because we're Londoners?
No.
Would you say
So
that?
my point is that we're friendly because we are aware of other people's cultures.
And
like
how
we're not
diverse.
shy to talk to someone we're not shy to talk to someone that doesn't look like us.
No.
So yeah, I think that's definitely a pro. Of being diverse.
Yeah. So the fact of the matter is, you could be from anywhere around the world. You'll be able to find your sense of home and community in London. You don't have to be from a similar sort of background, but because we're all Londoners, we're all prone together to join as one.
Because like you're from Uganda, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
My heritage is Jamaican. I can get
Shout
along
out to
with
Jamaica.
you. And like you're first gen, second gen.
Well, yeah. How do you define first gen and second gen? Because my parents weren't born here, but I was.
Yes, and then you're first gen.
Oh wow! So I'm first gen. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so then I can get along with you better
And
than I would.
what is yourself? Are you second gen, third gen?
Yeah, I'm second gen.
Perfect.
And like I can get along with you better than I would with like someone from Jamaica. If that makes sense.
Oh, wow, because
so
we've got common interests in regards, because we're both from London.
Yeah,
we've got
and we
similar
understand
upbringings.
the cadences, I guess you would say, that Londoners have.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was to like talk to a Jamaican person, they have their Jamaican lifestyle. Yes, I have that in me. I'm aware of the culture. I live in the culture. But I wouldn't really be that close with them as much as I would be like a first or second or third generation of a British insert heritage.
Yeah, reason being is because we've got similar schooling, would say probably similar social and economic backgrounds, or similar struggles, or certain situations that we may have gone through, not together per se, but have gone through separately at some point. And
you've got an understanding.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, and that's the difference between a Londoner and people coming from different parts of the world. And of course, we'll still have our heritage, but because we're born in London, we've got our own sort of different struggles and trials and tribulations and understandings.
And I can even bring it back more to home because I've got experience living in the countryside.
Okay, and what's the difference between living in the countryside and London then?
The mindset is different. I don't know if I should say this online, but like I feel like my honest opinion is that Londoners, we are, it's like all the things that I've mentioned above.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that necessarily transcends across all of England.
No.
Maybe in major cities, but then again, I've heard stories of it still being a bit not as friendly and open in certain towns and cities.
Or what, to ethnic minorities or just people in general?
Ethnic minorities. So it
Fair
could be
enough.
like one ethnic group is still having like difficulties getting on with another ethnic group.
Okay,
Not black and white or black and Asian. It'd just be like you could be Asian and black, or like Portuguese and white, like or like Chinese or something.
Sure.
They just don't mix as much as Londoners mix.
Oh, okay, I totally hear that. And I'd say in regards to that, I think London should be counted as its own country, and the rest of the UK should be somewhere else. Reason being is, being born and bred in London, or just having an understanding of London. London's completely different to like Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham. I've been up north, and personally, I think everything up north is a lot slower than it is in London. It's a lot more affordable. Your pound stretches a lot more, but London is just completely different, whereby it's It's busy. There's a hustle and bustle. It's very diverse, and also it's the financial capital of the United Kingdom. And I just basically believe that London should be its own space, and that the rest of the UK should be its own space. But that's just a personal opinion of mine.
Yeah, Londoners, we don't want Brexit. Let us go back into the EU.
We need
and
to.
England can do what they want to do.
Literally, that's our biggest trading partners, and because of Brexit, we're now dealing with the crazy lifestyle that we're dealing with. 4 years on, 5 years. What was it? 6 years on from the referendum now.
Yeah, because I was like in my early 20s when that happened.
Yeah, and I was anti-Brexit. I was pro-European Union, pro this, pro that, and now look, 5 years on, we're really feeling the pinch. So yeah. All right. On that note, we've had Shay on here. Do you want to say any quick shout out, Shay?
I don't know. Yeah, so I'm Shay. I have a podcast called Music Memories. Find me on Instagram at Music Memories Podcast. Listen to Moods Radio. That's moodsradio.co.uk. Find us on Instagram as well, and Twitch and Twitter and everything. And yeah, YouTube pending.
All right, perfect. And on that note, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on King Kyle Media. And we just had Shay on here just asking a few questions. So enjoy the rest of your evening, guys, and we're out.